component of the PWOC Leadership Development Program. The Incoming Board Toolkit is part of a larger body of resources that will provide continuous training for your leaders throughout the course of a team's year together. There is only one prerequisite to fulfill prior to utilizing this toolkit. It is very important that your incoming president, and any other members she deems necessary, has already had a conversation with your PWOC chaplain sponsor to understand how your year ahead with PWOC will embed within the vision, needs, resources, and ministry of the chapel. Assuming that conversation has already happened, let's move forward. In this video, we will go over the first 2 pages of your toolkit, the table of contents, and the introduction page. There is no worksheet to accompany this section of the toolkit. If you haven't already, open up your toolkit and find these 2 pages. Let's take a closer look at the table of contents page. This toolkit consists of 5 different modules. Each module in the toolkit has only 2 pages of visually rich content. To accompany each module, there is a 1-page worksheet you can find in the participant packet. In a moment, I will ask you to set a 2-minute timer and pause this video. During those 2 minutes, everyone should independently read through the module titles and the italicized questions that follow. Anticipate how each of these modules will build upon one another. Why does one question need to be answered before the next? Set your timer and pause to read now. When you're done watching this video, you will have an understanding of how to use this training tool. Once you complete all 5 modules, you will have defined your ministry by looking at the PWOC motto and its implications for anyone who attends PWOC. You will have a leadership development plan, the natural fallout of understanding and adhering to the PWOC aims. You will define what you don't know, what information you still need to gather via key questions. You will develop a vision and theme together. And you will create a ministry calendar and have a clear sense of what each team member will be doing daily, weekly, and monthly. With all that out of the way, allow me to formally welcome you to PWOC Leadership. Let's read together this letter of welcome on the final page of the introduction. Welcome to PWOC Leadership. You join thousands of women who come together to intentionally lead, teach, develop, and involve other women in their military communities in the name of Jesus Christ. As an auxiliary of the chaplaincy, you bolster the infrastructure and readiness of our forces by reaching further into our families than a chapel or chaplain could. You are now part of the rich heritage of PWOC that spans over 65 years, 13 countries, and 130 installations. And yet, the Lord will do new things through you. He will make a way. May the Lord lead you, and may your legacy be one of serving with love, humility, and obedience. We are workers together for Christ. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to press pause to read that letter again. What are you feeling? How does this information imparted in this letter affect the attitudes and ideas you came into training with? Take 5 to 10 minutes to discuss it as a team. Press pause now. This toolkit and its modules are designed to be used in succession by the entire incoming board in a group setting. This toolkit is the blueprint for an entire training day if you can manage it. Here's what you'll need to complete each module. First, prayer. Make sure you have recruited many faithful saints to lift your team in prayer during this time. If you haven't, pause to text people now. You also need the right people in the room, the whole team. You need time, which varies per module and per board. Every one is unique. You need documents printed for each participant, one participant packet per person, and one printed toolkit per person or per small group. You need writing implements. You need the right setting. It needs to be comfortable and distraction-free, conducive to conversation. And I have never hated a whiteboard in the room. You also need coffee, water, and snacks. If for whatever reason you don't have this kind of setup or time available, or if you're restricted from gathering, then this training tool can be used in a variety of ways. You can provide the toolkit for personal reference. You can use it to launch discussions in the virtual space. You can use it to generate training points for monthly board meetings. You can use it to onboard new members. This last one is especially important if your board has already walked through the toolkit together and you have a member join the board later in the year. Be sure you select a few leaders from your board to walk through this training with your newbies. You want everyone to be on the same page. To wrap up this introduction to the incoming board toolkit, I'd like to draw your attention to a verse that has come to mean a lot to me personally and also to so many PWOC women who have gone before me. Isaiah 43:18-19. Remember not the former things, nor consider the things of old. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness. Looking back at that again, remember not the former things. That's a command. Nor consider the things of old. Are you trying to operate based on what you already know? Is your standard something that's been done in the past? Behold, I am doing a new thing. That's a command and a promise. You behold, and God does the work. Now it springs forth. That's a timestamp. Things are happening now. Do you not perceive it? May the Lord grant you awareness. I will make a way in the wilderness. And that's another promise and your setting stamp. Welcome to the wilderness.